Row 18, plot 20.
Let's get dangerous.
Hey everybody, welcome to the JLAmember channel. I have a documentary movie review. Something very, very strange for me to do on any of my channels, which I have 3 of, by the way, and those links are down in the description below. We have the horror channel, Now It's Dark, and we have the clown channel, Cracky the Clown, and then we have this one, Pop Culture and Superhero and Gaming. One of my childhood heroes was Adam West, Batman 1966. And just through random channel surfing, I landed on Pluto, which is a channel that I do frequent because they have horror categories and documentary and hero, whatever. And I caught right at the very beginning a documentary called Starring Adam West. This is from 2013. It's 1 hour and 38 minutes. It has 7.2 star ratings on IMDb, and it's very well deserving of that. And this is about a story of a man who aspired to be an actor and go to Hollywood and did some westerns and things, and then became iconic, but at a cost. It's not a secret that there was a lot of time that Adam West resented the fandom that he garnered from being Batman in the 1966 series and the movie. But then later in life was forced to embrace, and then it seems as though that he did. So interestingly enough, another reason why this was very interesting for me was that in 1998 in Syracuse, New York, I was working a toy show that Adam West was the guest at. And I had been asked by the toy show promoter, in advance, if I would consider being Adam West's liaison between hotel and event and during the event. And of course I jumped at that opportunity. And so on Adam West's actual 70th birthday in Syracuse, New York, at about 8 a.m., I went to this convention arena. It was at the New York State Fairground big building, and was led into a room where there sat Adam West. And he and I sat for about 45 minutes alone, and he could tell I was very starstruck, so he broke the ice, and we had a fabulous conversation. I then became very relaxed and started asking him about the circuit of conventions and things, and he happened to mention that he enjoyed all of the interactions with fans, but that he didn't particularly enjoy the day's worth of photos being taken of him. He said, the flashes and just the constant posing and whatnot. So I took a mental cue not to ask him for a photo, which I ended up never getting. But that was fine because the time spent was great. So then when the convention started, this was a convention that did not include a panel, so he didn't have to give a big speech. When we arrived at his booth area, he did say a few words because there was an enormous line of people, hundreds of people waiting to have autographs and pictures. And he's made a few statements, and then I was the person that would be on the front side of the table, bringing the next person to the table, and in the meantime asking the person's name, and then when we got to the table telling Adam West, this is so-and-so, and then let them do their thing, and then go get the next person. And then I also coordinated with the media when there was a break from the autograph sessions. There became this interview period with the 3 local channels, and I had little prep notes that were provided to me from Adam West's agent, Fred, who is also predominant in this documentary starring Adam West. And yeah, it was just such a unique experience for me. But probably one of there's like three very in my mind moments. One of them being when Adam West needed to use the bathroom. I had to escort him to the men's room. So the way that worked was that I would walk first, Adam West behind me with his hand on my shoulder, and I would clear the way. I was literally saying, move out of the way, clear the way, Adam West coming through. I would clear the men's room so he could have it free. And that was not his request. That was just something I did on my own. I just felt that he deserved to not have the potential to have somebody be weird with him in the bathroom. And so he would use the bathroom, and then I escorted him back to the table. Great sense of humor. He really loved interacting with the fans. I know that firsthand because I was right there. And he's a big flirt, too. All of the stories that come up in this documentary of ladies' man and flirtatious, absolutely 100% accurate, even at 70. He could scan the aisle of people that were in line for his autograph and picture, and he could spot like hot chicks like a mile away. He would give me like the little, hey, Jim, did you see that one? And it was just so great. I became so comfortable with him. We had a lot of jokes going. Every once in a while, a attractive young lady would come up with her baby in the little stroller, and I would say, Adam, I thought you said you'd never been to Syracuse before. And he's like, well, no, Jim, I've never been here. And I said, well, Adam, this baby's eyes look a lot like yours. And then he would say, oh, well, maybe I have been here. And it just was hilarious, a lot of fun. And I got to take him back to the hotel and pick him up the next day and take him to the airport. And that was in 1998. So the memory is still so clear, even with having had a stroke, and I've had like issues with memory and things. At the end of the day, though, when I had gone through and stood with him all this time, he asked if there was anything that I wanted. And I said, well, no. And he's like, you don't want an autograph or anything? And I said, well, I do have this poster in my car. And he's like, yeah, go get it and bring it in and I'll sign it for you. So I owned before this even was going to happen, I already had a 1966 Batman collection. So I had an original lobby card from when the 1966 movie came out. I had picked this up at like an estate sale years earlier. And I had him sign that. So there should be a picture on the screen. And there you go. And yeah, so anyways, obviously I'm giving this documentary a 10 out of 10. I think it does a great job of showing the ups and downs, the real world ups and downs of Adam West, and probably other actors as well that get kind of typecast into iconic characters, and how that affects their careers. And I don't know, I love Adam West. I love everything about him. So I'm kind of gushing. This became more of a story time than it did a review for the documentary. But anyways, it's on Pluto. I highly recommend it if you have any interest in behind the scenes type stuff from the classic Batman and other things that Adam West did, and just hearing like a little bit of his story of his life. It's a pretty fast-paced hour and 38 minutes, and there's moments where you just really feel gut-wrenched, kind of sad for him, and then other times you're just laughing at him being a goofball. And the different avenues that he took with embracing, at the end they do this this event that Adam West goes to of some paintings that he did, and it's just interesting how everything became full circle for him with the Batman 1966 role. Anyways, this is getting very long. Thanks for tuning in to this JLAmember movie review, and let me know in the comments down below who's your Batman, and what do you think of Adam West being the best Batman, maybe next to Michael Keaton.
So have your dream. Go on and sing your song. There's wrong than singing out of tune. Is keep a laugh and say our dream can never be. Just think of me